Welcome back to another episode of From Our Perspective. I'm your boy Dion coming at you. And you know you got the man, the myth, the legend, Captain Hayden himself, Q. How you doing, Q?
Hey man, what to do it is? You already know the fastest show. Boy, Mr. Bill, aka can't say your name up on this pod. Might not put you to mile. What's going on, Dion?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good. We got a guest today. He's somewhat new to the pod. He's not new to us, but new to the pod. So just so you know, when you walk in, you gotta take your shoes off. Bathroom down the hallway, kitchen to the left. You can't drink none of our alcohol, just so you know. But how you doing, Josh?
Good.
Yeah, Captain Hater Q wanted to bring some help over here as we are talking about the South Division, the NFC and the AFC South, as Josh himself is also a fellow Titans fan. He seems like a little bit more of a Titans fan than you though, Q. And just seeing
Hey
what
man, I got pajamas, I got hoodies. Like, no, hey, do I have a jersey? I got hats. It's on the keychain. Well, it was on the keychain. The keychain broke. But now it's the Pacers. But I got my stuff too. I ain't got like him though. I ain't gonna hug you. But I got
Tighten up. Tighten up.
I got my stuff. I got my stuff.
appreciate you coming on, Josh. Before we get there, obviously March Madness started today. Couple hours in, we're not going to talk too much about it for personal reasons, but I do want to give a big shout out and a big thank you to the 44-ish people that joined our From My Perspective bracket challenge for a chance to win a T-shirt, a calendar, and a tumbler cup. Thank you. It was a pretty great turnout. I didn't have any expectations of how many people, but it did definitely blew my mind of how many people came in there. I don't know. I guess I was expecting like 20, I guess, but y'all doubled it. Like at one point I saw it was 19. I wake up the next morning, it's up to 40. So I just want a big thank you to everyone that joined. And congratulations, you're in the running for a t-shirt, uh tumbler, and a calendar. I mean, I wasn't in the running anyways, but shoot, my bracket's already busted, but that's neither here nor there. But any thoughts on that, Q, or any thoughts about the early windows of the NCAA tournament?
Oh, yeah, so first off, shout out to all the people that joined. We appreciate it. I ain't gonna lie. Like you said yesterday, it was like 19, 18. Did one more TikTok run, posted it on Twitter one last time. Next thing I know, it's like, oh, okay. We put a few more busted seats. So hey, it's worked out. Appreciate it. My biggest takeaway so far in a couple hours, because besides this one thing we're not gonna talk about, sensitive subject. Holler at me next week about that. Was actually McNeese State. So we were sitting at the crib when we was arguing about seating for Kentucky. That's cool in Blue and Louisville. McNeese State popped up, and my aunt said, "Where's that at?" I said, "I know it's in Louisiana somewhere, but I don't know." So Lake Charles, Louisiana. Their coach already took the job in North Carolina State.
Mm-hmm. And yep.
I'm trying to figure out. To me, I just assumed they was gonna lose because he checked out. The players probably gonna be checked out. Next thing you know, they beating Clemson.
Yep.
They
And
tough.
Clemson's the school he went to, by the way, which is a pretty another note.
See, I ain't know. Hey, he went to Clemson.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he coached for that one. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. But he had his little issues in the past. That's why he ended up at McNeese State.
Hey, they got a lot going for them right now. They got an only manager right now with an NIL deal. And
Hey, I wish I would have known that because not calling him a mascot, but the Cinderella teams like Loyola Chicago, they had with Sister Jean.
Sister
These
Jean.
Cinderellas, they have that little mascot on the sideline that the cameras always go to, and he's that for them. So they might make a little run. So, Sweet 16, maybe lead 8 run.
We found out who a true 8 seed was today. It'd be all right.
Anyways, before we slide
No,
fully,
no. Let them lose to somebody's the school named after somebody's baby dad. Let y'all lose the deal. I'm on y'all head. I promise you, I'm on y'all head.
yes.
Y'all let y'all lose to a school named Troy. There's somebody who wants to take care of their kids. Let y'all use the deal. I'm on y'all head.
I second that 100% Q. But Josh, what are your feelings and thoughts on that team in blue going up against Troy tomorrow? I will be watching. I'll be a hate watcher. So, what's your thoughts? How you feeling
Oh
about it?
me.
I'm all right with tomorrow. We just can't turn the ball over, man. They can't turn the ball over, and they got to make shots. And with the SEC tournament, we couldn't stay healthy. Hell, we had stitches in the first game, stitches in the second game. They come out shooting the ball like they do. They can make a run. They got the easiest trip in the tournament. Like if you had to tell me, hey, what 1 seed and 2 seed do you want to play? I'm picking Houston and Florida, or Houston and Tennessee.
I was about to say Florida's not the team you want to play. That's probably the hottest team. But
Yeah,
But
yeah,
y'all beat Tennessee twice. It's hard to beat a team 3 times.
hard to beat a team 3 times. It is.
but yeah, that's the biggest issue with that team in blue. They have a lot of health injuries. I think Lamont Butler is supposed to be back
Yeah, he's
tomorrow.
back. He back.
We will see, but that's neither here nor there. Just know, Josh, I'm hate watching.
Oh,
I'm hate watching.
it's okay.
But let's go ahead and slide on to the topic of hand. We are talking about the NFL and specifically the NFL South divisions. We're going to go ahead and get started with the NFC South. The NFC South has been seemingly the worst division in football the past couple years. Anybody disagree? Anybody?
I mean, well, both of them been bad, so it's
I
kind
was
of
about to say. I mean,
it's kind of flip a coin. It's
Yeah.
kind of flip a coin. Which bad is it?
Yeah, I mean so y'all not wrong. They both been bad, but
they
NFC
undefeated. They had the
South.
Texans, so I guess you could say, yeah, okay.
NFC South, if you don't know, it's the Buccaneers, Atlanta Falcons, the Carolina Panthers, and the New Orleans Saints. Let's go ahead and start from top to bottom in course of who won the division, and we're gonna start out with the New Orleans Saints. I was actually like looking at going through these teams before we started on the pod, and I just remembered looking at that schedule after week 1 and week 2. The Saints looked like they was heading for a Super Bowl contention, at least an NFC game, because they looked like world beaters. Granted, the two teams that they beat was the Carolina Panthers, who was trash, and the Dallas Cowboys, who was also trash. But they did blast them 40 something. Both games they put up 40 points, and I think they in both games they didn't give up more than 20 points, which is something to say in the NFL. Um, right now they got Derek Carr at quarterback. Who knows? Alvin Kamara, he's still the running back. Seemingly a crazy stat though. He's never rushed for over 1,000 yards, but that's really not his game. Outside of that, Chris Olave, they still got Cameron Jordan on defense. I mean, it's an Asian team. New head coach, they have Mr. Kellen Moore, Super Bowl winning offensive coordinator. I'm gonna start out with you, Josh. What's your thoughts on the New Orleans Saints? Review of last season and what you expect from them next season.
I mean, they're gonna be all right. I mean, they need to find a quarterback because I don't think Radler's it, and they need to get a few more pieces on defense because they're just old, like you said, they're aging. So I think they rebuilding.
All right, let's see.
Rebuilding is a nice way to put it.
Yeah,
It's a
very
nice way to put it. I mean, nah, you're right, but I can't say it don't better myself. Honestly, their biggest issue is going to be the quarterback. They need to figure out what's going on in the quarterback room because you can't win without a quarterback. It's simple. As simple as that. And then they got a new head coach, right?
Yeah, Kellen Moore.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Dion,
Mm-hmm.
Kellen Moore used to, patrol the sidelines of your team as the offensive coordinator.
He did.
Not this past season, but before that.
Couple seasons. No, he had 2 trips. He was in.
It was two. It was two. Okay. Do you think he could be a head coach?
From interviews and podcasts I've listened to, a lot of players they've played with him, and they was under him as he was off. They feel like he's not a leader of men. He's a great offensive mind, but they feel like he's not a leader of men because he looks kind of childish. I put him. Now this is probably not.
He's from the Cowboys.
He looks like a child in terms of like he doesn't look mature, I guess. I don't know why. You look at him like you a head. He doesn't look head coach material, but as a guy in Miami who also doesn't look head coach material just by
Not at all.
but he seems like a pretty good head coach down there in Miami. But we'll see. He can call offense. He's a good offensive coordinator. they don't got nothing over there in New Orleans. So I don't know if they with New Orleans, they got the ninth pick. Who y'all even think they should get at the ninth pick?
Well, obviously a quarterback. If Shador's there, because
Jackson Dart.
Okay, hold on. Because you stepped over Derek Carr. So basically, I was going to ask, y'all both just canceling Derek Carr out? Because he went straight to Spencer Rattler.
I said his name. I'm not a Derek Carr fan, not anymore. I mean, you got to give him another run this year if you don't get a quarterback. Even if you get a quarterback, I think you tell Derek Carr, hey, you're competing for it. Obviously, it's the future. Yeah, this year you're gonna compete for it. Next year you out the door. But that's how I would treat Derek Carr. Like,
I mean, they got a good backer. They got a good running game. I mean, they got that Rashid Shaheed. I really like him. So
yeah, he was a burner. He got deep balls those first 2 weeks, a couple deep balls every time. So they got potential. They just old, and they probably need to just go ahead, break it down, and refresh, fresh, new paint, maybe even a new little refresh on the logo or something. That's the type of time that they need to be on.
Okay. Now, if Shador's not there, because you know he might be there now, somebody might trade up. He said Dart. I don't think Dart is a first round draft pick. At least from
he seemingly is one from what I didn't see it. I've watched him twice. He was a cool
he's
quarterback.
nice. He's nice. He's somebody they can work with. He's better than Rattler. I mean, he's better than what they got.
Good point. That is a very good point.
All right, but is he really better? Okay, I don't know. I don't know if I want to spend the number 9 on him. That's what I'm saying. I would trade Dale, but if I'm, I'm not. I don't think I'm spending a 9 on him. If Will Campbell's there, offensive tackle. I forgot where he went to school, so don't ask me. But
LSU.
Thank you. If he's there, I think you take him, but I think he's probably gonna go earlier than that. But if he's there, I think you take him.
I've been hearing Penn State's tight end Tyler Warren for the New Orleans Saints.
That'd be nice.
That would be nice. That would be nice.
He's another gadget guy. I mean, that organization knows how to use gadget guys. They've had names on the tip of my tongue. That guy.
Derek Carr loves a tight end.
What's that gadget guy they use? He's a quarterback tight end.
Taysom Hill.
Taysom Hill. Tyler Warren he's a similar guy to Taysom Hill. He's more of a tight end than what Taysom Hill is. Taysom Hill is a wannabe quarterback that can play a little bit of everything else.
Right.
Tyler Warren, he's a tight end that can just happen to do a little bit of everything else. So that's who I think they should get.
Now you also in Genty territory once you down in that.
Right? Hey, we don't talk about that. Hey,
okay.
They don't need that. They don't need that. They don't need that.
Okay.
It's like you need to slide a couple more picks. Him or
I know who does.
My bad.
Him or McMillan. That's who I want. That's who I want.
Okay, my bad. My fault. Let me not say nothing else. My bad.
But yeah, so I mean, again, Saints is terrible. I don't expect them to do anything next season. I can see them finishing 4th again. Kellen Moore, new head coach. We'll see if he can get his sea legs. I honestly don't even know what his staff is looking like. I haven't heard anything since he's got the job. I know apparently there was a point where he was whiffering on if he wanted to take it after he won the Super Bowl. He had took it, but yeah, I don't know what he got his staff looking like. So hopefully he got some veteran coaching around him to help him out, as this is his first time coaching job. But let's go ahead and move up the ladder. Not much, but let's go ahead and go to the Carolina Panthers. Q, he has a sister that's a Carolina Panthers fan.
She loves them Panthers. Well,
they was terrible. They had Bryce Young, who was terrible. They benched him for Andy Dalton. Apparently, Rob Wave talked to Bryce Young. Bryce Young came back and he actually looked like the #1 overall pick. Outside of that, I mean, Bryce Young looked a little decent towards the end of the next season. Outside of that, they haven't nothing excites me. They was horrible. So, I mean, Q, what's your thoughts on your sister's team?
They need that tight end that you just was talking about. They need it more than anybody because a tight end is a quarterback's best friend. Obviously, they still investing into the Bryce Young train, which I will be too coming off towards the end of the season. Cool. What you got to do is give him the best things around him to succeed. That's either offensive line or a tight end or a big time wide receiver.
They need defense too.
Oh, well, they need everything, but I'm talking about for the development of Bryce Young. I mean, they need everything. You're right. I'm not going to argue with you. You're right. But as far as return on investment for that Bryce Young pick that they traded all them draft picks for to get, you better make sure he looks good so you don't look stupid. Cool. The best way to do that, get him tight end, get him weapons, or get him somebody that's going to make sure he ain't on his back.
And they got the 8th pick right in front of the New Orleans Saints. Josh, your thoughts on the Carolina Panthers?
Rod Wave must have got old Bryce Young on that street gospel because when he came back, he started playing all right. He wasn't too bad.
He wasn't.
He wasn't too bad. I mean, he did on a run. I mean, he was an Xavier Leggett. That's my dude. He a country dude, man.
Oh man, I love him. He be cooking raccoons and everything. So yeah, the Carolina Panthers not expecting much. They'll probably still be in this spot because the top 2 teams we're going to talk about. I think they're head and shoulders above the Panthers and the Saints, unless Bryce Young just goes crazy.
For sure. I don't see it.
Not this year.
Yep. All right, so let's move up to one more. The Atlanta Falcons. I'm going ahead right said they finished 8-9. Kirk Cousins looking like the Falcons is trying to trade him. I doubt that they find a trade partner because when I know you want to get rid of him, I ain't about to trade you nothing. Just release him so I can try to get him myself. But they're gonna go ahead and go with Michael Penix Jr., which they should. But this team got weapons. Bijan Robinson, Kyle Pitts, if he ever wants to be something.
Stop.
Drake London.
Kyle Pitts is not a weapon. Stop. You can't get that off. Go ahead. But
Drake London. They got some weapons outside Kyle Pitts, but they do got Bijan Robinson, one of the best running backs in the NFL right now. If Michael Penix Jr. can develop into a good player, the Falcons could be a sneaky team to watch out for. And I might go ahead and say it. I think I want to pick them to win the division over the Buccaneers, who have owned this division pretty much since Tom Brady decided to go there a while back ago. They've owned this division.
Kyle Pitts could be a stud. I'll go ahead and tell you right now. He's just a quarterback away and a few plays away. Because, I mean,
I could be a millionaire if I win the lottery.
That's true, too.
Y'all giving Kyle Pitts out his love. What has he shown? Like, I ain't trying to be a hater.
He does have talent, but I could be a millionaire if I win the lottery, just like Kyle Pitts could be something.
But, the Titans did talk to the Falcons because it was in the preliminary inquiries that they tried to trade Will Levis for Kirk Cousins. So they did reach out. But nobody wants to take on that Kirk Cousins contract right now. That contract is stupid. And Falcons don't want to drop him because that's a whole lot of dead money they're going to take.
A whole lot of dead money. He's just going to be riding on that bench.
All right, so everybody, we pushing towards that they should do something with Kirk Cousins. But here's the thing. Michael Penix get hurt. Kirk Cousins get hurt. Both of them has an injury history. Mm-hmm. So you need to be prepared just in case Michael goes down. Kirk Cousins is going to be the best backup in the league that you can get. He's starting level caliber quarterback. So if I'm Atlanta, until Michael shows that he can stay healthy for a full year, I'm keeping Kirk this year. And I'm just going to pay the money because simple fact, Michael's still on a rookie deal. He ain't costing me that much money. If I'm Atlanta in this the draft, I go defense because you gotta be able to stop somebody at some point. Because like you said, they have
the 16th pick too. By the way,
they got a wide receiver. Go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I think I would go defense too because I mean, you got weapons on Drake London and Bijan Robinson. They're the truth.
Yeah.
So I mean, I would think you go weapon. I mean, and Kirk Cousins, what did he break? He broke at all game passing yards.
Oh yeah.
What was it, like 500 and something yards in one game?
He did, but he ain't. The problem with Kirk Cousins is he's not mobile enough to be. If the pocket ain't clear for him, it ain't good for him. Michael Penix Jr. He's got a little wheels on him. He's got a cannon of an arm. Probably one of the best passes even though it's a left-handed pass, he probably can throw one of the best passes in the league right now as a rookie. One thing about Michael
Yeah.
Penix Jr. I want to know is what's under that do-rag? Never seen you without it. Even Bijan Robinson on the podcast said, "I've never seen him without the do-rag on."
Bro, keep
Your
the waves
way
tight.
better be spinning because I've never seen you without it. If your waves ain't spinning, Michael, you need to go ahead and give up the do-rag because it just ain't gonna happen.
He probably got a bunch of ball spots. He ain't ready to let it loose yet. He ain't ready to bring it home. He ain't ready to have his coming to Jesus moment. Hey, bro, sometimes you gotta let it go. I learned that the hard way. Bro, Moses was right here up front in my head and just parted the Red Sea. Like, hey, sometimes it's time to let it go, dog. Sometimes you just gotta let it go.
Hey, if whenever my stuff start going, it's going. I ain't about to fight it. I ain't gonna fight it. I just hope it doesn't happen anytime soon. But
Now, don't let me get some money though. I'm gonna get this back. Hey, boy, I'm gonna get this back. And don't be no more ball spots on her.
man.
Hey, boy, let me be able to get some money, get some waves, and give some her, get some implants and shit on her head. Boy, you ain't gonna be able to tell me nothing.
But
Hey,
yeah,
boy, let me have a hairline again. I miss going to the barbershop getting a hairline. I'm sorry.
oh man. But yeah, yeah. Falcons finished second. They pretty much barely missed the playoffs. I said they can win the division, NFC South. Any objections on that one, fellas? I mean, we haven't talked about the Buccaneers yet, but how y'all feeling? Falcons?
Well, they can absolutely. I mean, they can absolutely make it run. I mean, it depends on how Phoenix does. I mean, if he comes out, Michael Penix, if he comes out and balls out, then they're solid. Atlanta always got a solid defense too. You never can doubt Atlanta. I mean, they always seem to linger around,
Yep.
especially in their division. Them
Yep.
division games, they always close.
I believe they got if I'm not they still got Jesse Bates, probably one of the best safeties in the game right now. So they solid. They are a piece or two away from being a real contender in the NFL, not just the NFC South. But we gotta talk about the winners of the NFC South and the team that's been dominated since Tom Brady joined it, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. They finished 10-7. Baker Mayfield, a nice little quarterback. He's not blowing things out the water, but for the money that you're paying him, he's doing a really good job. He resurrected his career after he left that cesspool of Cleveland. Glad he got out of there because nobody's successful in Cleveland for some reason, but he got out of Cleveland, was successful now. Mike Evans still doing his thing. That's a guaranteed 1,000-yard receiver. They brought back Chris Godwin. Bucky Irvin emerged as a fifth round running back. So they have a solid team this year. The thing with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, I feel, is they're in middling hell, what I like to call it. You're good, but you're not that good. And you're not that bad to decide, I want to tear it down and rebuild it. They probably feel like they're right there, but they're really not. They still have a ways to go. They're not close to the Eagles. They're not close to the Detroit
Hell
Lions.
no.
They're not
Hell,
close. They're not close to the top teams in the NFC, but they're not bad enough to be like, all right, let's tear it down and rebuild it. They have the 19th pick, which again, they're in middle hill, or what I call it, like a other team like Pittsburgh Steelers. Like they're not bad, too bad, but they're not good enough. So they're gonna stick with Baker Mayfield. Again, he's not costing them that much. They're gonna
Baker
compete.
going bake.
They're gonna compete, but again, I got the Falcons, but they'll probably finish second. Josh, how you feeling about these Tampa Bay Buccaneers?
Baker always going bake. For real. I love Baker Mayfield. I've loved Baker Mayfield since he came out of Oklahoma. For real. And I mean, you got Mike Evans, he's a stud. Bucky Irvin, a bulldog. They got a squad, they got a good offense. I mean, they're gonna win the division next year. If it ain't Atlanta, it's them for sure.
Yeah. It's clearly those top two. Q.
yeah, I agree with y'all. It's gonna be them because y'all got more faith in Atlanta than I do. And so I don't have that much faith in Atlanta. I ain't gonna stud.
You done.
Uh, defense, offensive line, if they draft him, because you got to be able to protect Baker. Defense, I was probably say corner. Off the top of my head, I would say corner for them. They probably need to draft a corner. But the problem with Atlanta, I mean not Atlanta, the problem with Tampa Bay is, like you said, caught them middle hell. Baker's good enough to win you some games. He's also, he's gonna lose you a couple, but he's gonna win you more than he's gonna lose. So he's gonna keep you right there in the middle.
Yeah,
Who's their backup?
I can tell you because Baker's a healthy quarterback. I gotta
Cal Trask.
Okay, I've heard of him.
Watch out for Jalen Milroe. Jalen Milroe drops enough; they could pick up him.
You believe in him? You believe him? I couldn't even get that out. You believe in him as a quarterback?
He did run a 4.3. I mean,
what does that got to do with being the quarterback?
Hey, he's always got an arm. I mean, Jalen Hurts.
He's not. He is not. He has a cannon. I don't think he's that accurate.
That's Jalen Hurts. I'm not a Jalen Hurts fan, so
I'm not a big Jalen Hurts fan. But Jalen Hurts is a better quarterback than Jalen Milroe.
I think Jalen Milroe.
I don't think Jalen Milroe makes that pass to Devontae Smith in the Super Bowl.
No, but Jalen Hurts don't either. Without a little bit of years under his belt,
So you saying develop Milroe?
Yeah.
I would rather keep Baker Mayfield.
Well, yeah. But I mean, they could pick up a good little backup for real and develop into one. I mean, they're gonna have to eventually.
Yeah. That's what New Orleans should take and develop.
Well, I think they could slide down that Ohio State and squeeze in that Ohio State quarterback. That Ohio State. Yeah.
He all right. He ain't terrible.
He
got a build. He got a build.
He had a super team around him.
Yeah,
but he's built like Josh Allen too. I mean, he got an arm, but he ain't got the Josh Allen. Josh Allen.
Josh Allen different. Yeah. Oh, okay. I can see your point. Have a quarterback that you're going to develop.
Wouldn't be Jalen Milroe, though, just personally.
For a couple years. Because Jalen Milroe, the one thing I would say is if you take him, everybody knows he's sitting for 2 years. So then Baker ain't got nothing to worry about. Yeah. So then Baker, so you ain't got to worry. Baker ain't got to look over his shoulder. So then he don't lose no confidence. So from that perspective, I do get the Milroe. Take him, but
you don't take him in the first round. Take him.
Second, no, hell no.
Second, maybe second, more than likely third.
No, more like the fourth or fifth.
I don't think he's gonna fall that far.
No, he's a quarterback again. I don't think 4.3 means nothing to me. Q doesn't think it means nothing, but some of them GMs is gonna be like, he ran a 4.3?
Yeah.
So, what's gonna hurt Monroe is Richardson for Indianapolis. I know we about to get over to that side, but the way he's developing or
not developing
for it, people's gonna be GMs is gonna be scared to take a freak of nature at quarterback, hoping that he develops into a quarterback. Mm-hmm. That's what Monroe is. Yeah, he got the arm, he got the cannon, he can get it down the field, but it depends on who down there.
He might throw it to the wrong color. Throw it to the wrong color. But yeah, that's it for the NFC South. Let's go ahead and slide over to the AFC South. And instead of going from the bottom to the top, we're gonna go from the top to the bottom for reasons that you guys should be obvious about. We're gonna say the main event for the main event. We're gonna talk about the winners, the Houston Texans. CJ Stroud, they had a down season. I thought they would have a down season from what they did. They had a down season, but they're still a good team. Derek Stingley Jr. At cornerback just got paid, the highest paid cornerback in the league. Side up to that, the highest paid was 25. Houston decided to give him 30. I understand you want to pay your man. He had 2 years left on his contract. Don't go up $5 million. Go to like 27, 28.
Hey, pay him early. Unlike some team, pay him early.
I like that they paid him early. I just don't like the $5 million jump
because the cap went up, pay went up.
I mean, I would have went like, hey, let me get you 28, but neither here nor there. Sauce Gardner, he's gonna come down the pipe. He probably gonna try to get like 32. So he ain't gonna be highest paid for no more than 12, 13 months. Just saying. But again, they won the division. They upsetted the Chargers, right, in the playoffs. Am I tripping, right?
I think it was the Chargers.
Yeah, the Chargers. I know
Yeah.
it was like a blunder. Like the Chargers had a lead, or not the Chargers. The Houston Texans came out and put BTA to them, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, which was embarrassing. We will get to the Chargers.
Yeah, it was the Chargers, 32-12.
Yeah, we'll get to the Chargers in another episode. But Houston Texans, Q, CJ Stroud, you gotta see him twice a year. Thoughts?
So, off season, looking forward, what do they need to work on? They got everything. They just health would be a thing. You could always get better on defense, like because you always have a second corner. That would be great, If in another defensive lineman, if you want to, rotate it like Philly did. But their biggest thing is just going to be health. Because if I'm being honest and unbiased, which I'm going to be biased later on, they could probably go win this division again, running away.
They should.
Who out of these other teams, who you think really gonna win?
No other contenders for real. It's them and
them and who? You know what I'm saying? Them and a bunch of question marks. Them and a team that got the number one overall draft pick and did a quarterback. Another team with a quarterback who was like, he ain't delivering on his promise. But we'll get to them in a minute. So yeah, Houston's gonna win this division running away. So their biggest offseason question is, okay, how we beat the Chiefs? That's what they got to focus. How we beat the Chiefs in Baltimore and Buffalo? Because that's what we looking at. Because to be honest, they look past the division. What do we got to do to beat those teams? CJ Stroud, another year in the offense, another year in the league. He's gonna take that lead. Maybe get another running back. Because I was ready to say Dixon, but that's not his name. Mixon. He's older. He's a little older, longer too. But
he still got it in him.
But you always need a good RB2. You can't give it to him every time.
He helped get them to where they was at last year.
Hey, Damian Pierce is still there too. I mean, he's a dog too.
Yeah, but it's like they lost faith in him.
Yeah. I don't know why. I think maybe the injuries. It was like, let's go ahead and get Joe.
Yeah. I don't think they need nothing on offense. I think their offense is stacked.
Yeah,
they just got to stay healthy.
They need some offensive lineman help. They traded Laramie Tunsil for some reason. CJ Stroud got sacked a lot last season. So, they got the 25th pick. Yeah, usually there's no good offensive lineman that late in the first round, but try.
Yeah, you can always take a swing on the offensive lineman. I think they signed one in free agency, if I remember right. But yeah, offensive line. Build up the offensive line. You all, like I said, obviously the second corner, but the biggest thing they're gonna look at next year is, okay, how do I beat the top teams in the AFC? Yeah. That's their biggest question, and they gotta ask themselves: do we got the talent on this roster to do that, or do we need to go make a trade? On offense, they got it. As long as everybody stay healthy, they got it.
Yeah, and they got to get their receivers healthy too. Stephon Diggs looks like he's not returning. They have Nico Collins, which is a really good receiver, and Tank Dell. He's small, but that man got to stay healthy though, man. I mean, he's a good receiver. He's explosive, but he's small and hasn't been able to stay healthy. So if the receivers can stay healthy, Texans should be good, and they should be in the talks with the Buffaloes, the Chiefs, and the Baltimores. Josh, you plan on hating on the Texans, or are you gonna be unbiased and praise them like Q?
I mean, they're good. They're good right now. They they got a solid offense. Their defense is always suspect, but they got a solid offense this year. And I like CJ Stroud. I've always liked CJ Stroud. So I think he's a good player. I mean, he, like you said, he was sacked a lot last year, so that hurt a lot. And they just can't stay healthy. They got to stay healthy. They stay healthy, they can make a run. I thought they could have beat the Chiefs. If they could have stayed healthy and had all their weapons on offense, they would have beat the Chiefs.
I don't disagree. They was a lot of people's sleeper team in the playoffs, and it showed as they dominated the Chargers, just absolutely dominated the Chargers. Let's go ahead and slide on down to the number 2 team in that division, and it's the Indianapolis Colts. Somehow they found a way to 8 wins. They still have Jonathan Taylor. He has kind of fallen off after his first year where he dominated, but that's how running backs go sometimes. Maybe he can find it again, maybe not. Their biggest move so far this offseason, they picked up Danny Jones, and they picked him up to compete with that man, Anthony Richardson. I want to give me and Q a big pat on our backs because we was doing this show during the draft when Anthony Richardson got drafted. Me and Q both said, why are we drafting somebody just because he did some good in the underwear Olympics? Because that's the main reason why he got drafted. He dominated the underwear Olympics. He looked good. And the 2 years of Anthony Richardson have been nothing but a tragedy. He was hurt most of the first year. Second year, he got hurt. At one point, he looked to the sideline. I was like, "Hey, dog, I'm too tired. Take me out."
I said I was tired. I forgot about that. Bro said he was tired.
He said I was too tired. It took himself out the game, which pissed off a lot of people. Probably one of the Indianapolis Colts super fan, Pat McAfee himself. He was out on this team. He was out on the coach. He was out on Anthony Richardson. Again, I don't. From my memory of the season last year, I don't even know how they got to 8 wins. They was that bad. But
Joe Flacco.
But yeah, Joe Flacco came in and saved the day. Two things though, I gotta know who you think is gonna win the quarterback competition between Daniel Jones and Anthony Richardson, and what do you expect from the Indianapolis Colts? Because I'm going ahead and say it. I think they might finish fourth, and they're gonna have to go ahead and do some house cleaning. Q, what you got?
I think Anthony Richardson is going to win because he played better after he got benched. And they brought in Daniel Jones. I think I said this before, but I'll say it again. They brought in Daniel Jones because he's good enough to compete for a starting job, but he's bad enough that Anthony Richardson is going to win. So you just did Anthony Richardson a favor. So you're going to make him work this offseason knowing that it's a possibility he could lose his starting job. But let's be real. Daniel Jones ain't gonna win the starting job. He just
don't think.
No, I don't think.
I think he'll play. He's definitely gonna play. Anthony Richardson.
Yeah, because
I don't wish it on nobody, but he gonna get hurt probably because
he stay hurt.
He's
gonna get tired again.
He wants to play like Cam Newton without being Cam Newton. Like you're not Cam Newton. Even Cam Newton eventually wore it down.
Anthony Richardson, when he takes off running, he ain't sliding. He is mowing you over.
And that's why he has yet to play a full season. Josh, your thoughts on the Indianapolis Colts?
Jonathan Taylor's fell off. They figure out that running game again, they'd be all right. But that quarterback, it all comes down to that quarterback. Because I mean, what Michael Pittman? They still got Michael Pittman over there, and who's that white boy over there that had some big deep plays last year? Was it Pierce or Price? Yeah. Alex Pierce or something?
Yeah, I'll look it up later.
Yeah, he's nice, and I believe in Danny Dimes. You know, Danny Dimes is Danny Dimes. I think he beats Anthony Richardson. Danny Dimes starts week 1 for the Colts.
No, he don't. They invested a first round draft pick. If he gonna play, it's week 5. It's Pierce. You was right. It was Alex Pierce. If Daniel Jones play, it's like week 5, week 6, and if he get to the point where Daniel Jones is in the start, he playing, that means they drafting the quarterback. Hey, was that boy in Texas that Manning? He might go. He might go to Pittsburgh to go to Indianapolis.
Please don't. Godly. Please.
Hey, there's gonna be some teams taking for that man. And what's crazy is, I'm not even 100% sure he's gonna come out. He seems like the person that'll stay another year. Because one, he got money. No, I mean he's a Manning. He got money.
He's making $4 million in Texas,
and he's making a hell of a lot of money with NIL. And I can see his uncles and his dad being like, "Hey, you need a little bit more development time. Stay another year. You still gonna be the number 1 pick the following year." I can see that. So I wouldn't tank for him, but I can see teams planning on tanking for him. But
I don't understand that theory of tanking for a person. You hoping that person gonna change your franchise? What if they don't? And hell, what if that person you changing that and he'd be like, "Nah, I don't want to play for y'all. So don't even waste your draft pick. Have a whole Eli Manning situation." I mean, he is a Manning.
Yeah, he is a Manning. I think he would go to the Colts though, just off of history.
What if he don't want to follow in his uncle's footsteps? You know what I'm saying? Like, that's a lot of pressure.
You're right. You're right. You're right.
He already gonna have
Absolutely.
pressure. He's a Manning. I mean,
True.
you got that last name, and you're a quarterback. It'd be different if you was a running back or a wide receiver, but you're a quarterback.
And the crazy thing, they said his daddy Coop was his way he was a wide receiver. He was like it.
Yeah. He
Oh
was
yeah,
like
they say he was a stud till he got hurt.
till he
They
got
said
hurt.
he was
Hey,
like that.
injuries has robbed us of some great players, but yeah, Indianapolis Colts. I like y'all. Unfortunately, I get y'all on my TV a lot.
Unfortunately.
I've seen some games. Y'all, I don't see Joe. Y'all better thank Joe Flacco. Why y'all better thank him or be mad at him because y'all got 8 wins. Don't know how y'all got 8 wins, and I believe they have. Okay, phone freezing up. Don't know what pick they have, but they got a high pick. So, who y'all think they should draft? Anybody in particular y'all think they need to go after?
What's that draft pick?
Uh, phone freezing up. Give me a
Oh,
second.
okay. I was gonna say, depends on where they at. They need everything besides wide receiver and
Didn't
quarterback.
they sign a cornerback or something?
They need every damn thing. Napa's Coast free agency. Josh is putting us on the spot. Like
I thought they paid somebody.
They have the 14th pick.
14th pick.
cornerback Ward, safety Bynum, and Belton. Balton. That's the Ward and Balton cornerbacks. That's the two corners they signed this year so far.
One of them got paid too.
Ward got $9 million. It says Bolton NA. I don't see how much he got paid. So yeah. And you said what was the draft pick?
14.
Man, damn.
Not a good spot. Not a good spot. Again, middling hill. I see projections of them drafting Jalen Walker, a linebacker edge from Georgia. Just make sure that
I would like that. That's a nice pick.
just make sure you take his keys away from him when he goes out at night. That's all. He went to Georgia. That's all.
Come on, bro. Like that wasn't necessary.
They had another one. They had another one today. Like, what are y'all doing?
I did for real.
Another one.
Colts deep in the draft, they could pick up a running back. Find one lingering in third round or something. I could see him drafting a running back.
We'll see.
You think it's already running back time? You giving up on Taylor?
You got to. Yeah, they ain't a Henry. They only got 2 years nowadays. 2-3 years and they done.
Okay.
Hey, it depends on if they elite or not. All right. Let's move on to the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Duval,
probably one of the most disappointing teams. And y'all made me look silly on this podcast because I projected them to be a sleeper team. I want to say I haven't said that they are going to the Super Bowl. I felt silly. I looked silly.
You really said that, Dion?
I did say that. I believed in Trevor Lawrence. I believed in Doug. I really believed in Doug McDermott. Not Doug McDermott, Doug Peterson. And he took the Eagles to the Super Bowl with Nick Folk. Trevor Lawrence is a tremendously more talented quarterback than Nick Folk. Trevor Lawrence has been a disappointment compared to what he was supposed to be. He's been an okay quarterback, but he has not been the guy that they said he was when he was a freshman at Clemson, when he was coming into the draft. He was supposed to be the Peyton Manning, the Joe Montana type of quarterback, and he has not been that guy. He has been nothing but disappointment. I still think about not last season, but the year before, when they pretty much had a playoff spot in the palm of their hands. The social media team was even starting to promote tickets for a playoff game, and they fumbled it at the end of the season. So Jacksonville, they just been god awful. They did a questionable head coaching hire. They hired the offensive coordinator the from the Buccaneers, who was the former offensive coordinator for that team in blue. What was his name?
Yeah.
Which
You talking about that dude who stay at the job for 1 year every time and keep bouncing
seems
around?
like
Well,
it.
he was an offensive coordinator for Kentucky, and then he left and went to the Rams, and then he came back to Kentucky.
Yep.
He went to Buccaneers. What's his name again?
Liam Cohen.
A very questionable hire from my perspective, and a very questionable form on that Duval Liam Combs in your interview. The way you said Duval did not flow. He
Duval.
said it weird. They have the top. They have a fifth overall pick. I ain't got no more excitement for Jacksonville. I can't do it. Y'all burnt me too many times. I'm not going back to y'all. They're looking like they're probably going to pick D. Lyman, Mason Graham out of Michigan. Q, go ahead. Jacksonville's hurt me too much the past 2 years.
Man, the biggest offseason question is Trevor Lawrence worth the money? That's all they need to be focusing on. Is Trevor Lawrence worth the money? Because from my perspective, at this point, I don't think he is.
He's not.
All it boiled down to for Jacksonville.
They paid him early. You're supposed to pay him early. Good job on y'all for paying him early, like some other teams.
Yeah, but he don't. You're right.
But it didn't pay
They
off.
did what they're supposed to. But he plays. I ain't gonna say like shit because that's a little strong.
Mm-hmm.
But he don't play great, and half the time he don't play good.
Mm-mm.
I ain't got
garbage. He a garbage time quarterback. He gets his stats at the end of the game.
He looks the part. That's the other thing. He looks the part. He looks the part. He got all the tools. But do he put the tools together for a complete game for a complete season? No, he ain't did that yet. So the question is, what is Trevor Lawrence? What do you make of Trevor Lawrence? You need to spend all your time this year figuring out what Trevor Lawrence is. Because at the end of next year, you need to know if you got a franchise changing quarterback, or if you got a starting quarterback, or do you need to go ahead and worry about getting rid of him and getting off that money? That's all they need to focus on. No more, no less.
Josh, your thoughts on Duval?
Hey, there's not one team I hate more in our division than the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Really?
Are you at least
the Colts?
Are you at least happy for Coach Cohen and a former?
I mean, yeah. I don't think he's going to be worth a damn because he wasn't worth a damn at Kentucky. So, I mean, he was offensive coordinator for Will Levis. Who was offensive? Was it I think he was offensive coordinator Jared Goff's last year at the Rams.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, he's got a good offense because I'm pretty sure the Rams were pretty solid Jared Goff's last year. But I mean, I think
the thing about being the offensive coordinator in LA, you're not calling the plays.
no.
You low key just you just a guy entitled offense coordinator. You know who's running the show over there in LA, and that's that man Sean McVay. So hey, I don't know, but he was calling the plays in Tampa Bay, so you gotta give him credit for that.
Who's the running back though that Jacksonville's got? I like him. Not ETN.
Not ETN?
No. Tank Bigsby? Was that his name? Bigsby?
Tank Bigsby. Yep, they do got Tank. That's a running back name for you. Tank Bigsby.
Yeah, he's nice.
Why you don't like ETN?
No. Too soft. I like him quarterback. I like them running backs that run through the hole, not around it. You know what?
Okay, I feel it.
Well, let's move past the disappointment of Duval, and let's get to why we here. Why we talking about the South. The Tennessee Titans, they are on the clock. So I'm just go ahead and pass it on to the two Titans fans on the podcast. We're gonna start out with you, Josh. I just want to know your thoughts on your team, what you expect for the future, and I need to know who you want in that first overall pick, and also your thoughts on potentially them still riding with Will Levis, because I've been hearing that swirling around. Go ahead, Josh.
Titans. There's always a Titan way. You know it? And we always figure it out. So, I mean, I think we're going to take Cam Ward or Abdul Carter. If we take Cam Moore, we're taking him first. If we take Abdul Carter, we're trading back because I don't think he goes first. Will Levis, he's done. He needs to hit the road. I loved him because he came from Kentucky. He was a Wildcat. He did bleed blue. I gave him a shot. He's terrible. He's terrible. I mean, terrible.
He had the most memes, just outlandish
You
memes.
know, we went the first game of the season down there to watch him. He was up 17-0 against the Bears, and then he does that. What is it? That a hands on his head, throws it away, and I mean, you just can't. You can't help this team. And then I mean, they always figure a way out to fuck something up. You know. So I think Harold Landry losing us that hurt. Mike Vrabel's stealing all our players. I think this new GM coming in is getting rid of everybody. So if Brian Callahan has one more bad season, he's gone. We'll have a new head coach next year. I'm excited about the general manager. I mean, he came from Kansas City, so he knows how to build a Super Bowl contender. You know, so Cam Ward's the truth. I want to give him a chance. I think that's who I'm gonna ride with. So tighten up, man. I'm ready for it. I'm excited to see what we do, but it wouldn't surprise me if we trade Jeffrey Simmons and our first round pick for some bullshit in the draft. You know, we always have a way of trading our best player in the draft. So
Yeah,
AJ Brown, bless
y'all
his
did trade
heart.
AJ Brown, and he apparently he's still mad about that one. But Q, the floor is yours.
All right, let's keep it a buck. So the whole GM situation. Let me start with the GM situation first. We go, what we do? New GM, or we go fire GM, new GM, fire the head coach, bring in a new head coach, then fire the GM. So now we got a new GM that came out of Kansas City. He gonna want his own guy. So Callahan, don't let him have an issue. He gone. That's a joke. So you already setting us back. You already setting us back for 2 years. Just at the minimum, we already set back 2 years. So that's a whole joking situation. Wi-Fi. I don't know. Don't get me started on the whole GM.
I know I'm hot already.
That doesn't make sense. But that's because the owner she don't want to call the shots. She got somebody in her ear that's trying to call the shots. But look where we at. That's what the problem is. If you gonna get a GM a chance, get a GM a chance. You ain't get a man a chance. Cool. Now you're gonna keep setting back for 3-4 years, and we're gonna F around and still be bad. All right, here we go. First round draft pick. I've been saying trade down for the whole time. Why? Because we need a lot of help. We need help everywhere. Pick a position, we need somebody else there. We need somebody there, except for Simmons. That's it. I mean, legit. That's it. Look at the roster. It's Simmons. It's Simmons and who?
Devondre Sweat. Devondre Sweat is the truth. He's solid. He's solid.
Okay. Is there anybody else that you want to correct me on?
No.
I get
Jarvis Brownlee, your boy over there from Louisville. Jarvis Brownlee, he's probably going to beat out Roger McQuarrie for quarterback 2 spot. They still got what? L'Jarius Sneed.
Okay,
They'll
cool.
be all right on that. I mean, Titans always got a solid defense.
Yeah, you say that, but last year was the defense that solid?
It was
yeah.
okay. It was okay. The quarterback blew the game.
Defense was ranked in the top 5 in the league the whole year.
It was the quarterback that lost the games for y'all, really.
No. So okay. All right. Y'all won't say they were solid. You won't look at the numbers and say they was top 5. Okay. Okay. They was okay.
The dude got the number 1 pick for a reason, though. So you got.
Oh yeah.
Cool. I think we need everything trade down on the first round draft pick. But apparently it's not what we're doing. Because we signing all these linemen. We taking Kellen Moore. That's what it boiled down to. We taking Kellen Moore. All right, and that's cool. Because I always said either Kellen Ward, Hunter, or Abdul. Because I think Hunter's nice. Mm-hmm. And we need everything. Yeah. That's a cornerback and a wide receiver. We need both.
I would love Hunter.
But take Kellen Ward. Cool.
I like Cam Ward. I mean, look, he's already got weapons. Calvin Ridley's still a solid wide receiver. He can still be top 10.
Paid him that much money, dog.
That's my issue with Calvin Ridley. It's not that he's a bad player. It's we gave him money like he's a great player and he's good. He's really good. I give him really good.
Well, I only thing I will say about that, the price has gone down. The price has gone up for receivers. That crazy money that he got don't look as crazy now, but
It's still,
I
it's
mean,
still,
look what we paid
still
for that offensive lineman in free agent. It's stupid money.
yeah, and gave up 12 sacks.
Gave up 12 seconds, but that's the offensive line free agent market. You're going to pay stupid money right now for an offensive lineman.
Trade down, get more picks, and draft them. I would rather draft them and they be bad on a rookie deal than pay somebody a bunch of money and he be bad on that big massive deal.
Okay. You keep saying you would like the team to trade down. How far down would you be willing to go?
Stay in the top 10.
Yeah, I was about to say 10 at the least. I mean, 10 at the most. That's it.
Stay in the top 10, but we need all the picks in the world we can get.
Yeah, he ain't wrong. They need players. They need some players.
We need everything.
Will Levis is gone, but who did we sign just not too long ago? We signed a quarterback. I mean, he ain't nothing special. What, Braden Allen? And he was what, Brian Callahan's boy in Cincinnati for what, 2 years? So I think we're going to draft Cam Ward. He's going to teach him Callahan's system. Might be all right. You got a veteran quarterback in there in the QB room that knows the system and knows everything going on. It might be all right.
Yeah, Will Levis ain't all right, but you kept trying to tell me that he was gonna be all right.
Hugh, that was your boy.
No, don't you dare lie on me. You all last year. You kept saying he gonna be all right, he gonna get better. All this blah 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 blah. What I tell you, he was trash. And it wasn't because he went to that school. He was just trash, and we knew what it was. Bro put mayonnaise in his coffee. That's a red flag right there. What are you doing? Who takes a quarterback that puts mayonnaise in his coffee?
And he eats banana peels.
He does eat banana peel.
Come on, bro.
I know.
It's a quarterback. We ain't talking about the dude at not Cleveland, Carolina. This I heard chasing raccoons and shit. I mean, hey, the quarterback. Yeah, you. It's just certain things you want your quarterback to do. And put mayonnaise in the coffee, eating banana peels ain't it.
I mean,
just say it. But you kept saying Will Levis was going to be that dude. I feel like
I thought so.
You owe me an apology for keep telling me that Will Levis was going to be that dude.
I'm sorry. You're right.
Damn it. Every week.
You're right.
I don't want to talk about Tennessee no more. Well, it's depressing.
Now that apology has been given, I think that's it from our perspective podcast. We went over the South. Can't tell you what we're going to do next week, but we're going to do another division. Again, thank you, Josh, for coming and talk about your Tennessee Titans. This is your time to shine. Do you got anything you want to promote, anything you want to get off your chest, anything you want to hate on? Because it's usually we do some hating around this time of the episode. What you got, Josh?
Hey, I appreciate y'all having me. You know, y'all keep doing what y'all's doing, you know. And tighten up, man. We're going to be all right. We're going to be all right, Q. You know, there's better days. I know you've had a bad day with Louisville losing. I know it's been rough, but, hey, sun's going to come up tomorrow.
You told me that last year it was going to be all right, and we kept losing. That's all you kept telling me that last year.
Hey, we did win. We got the #1 pick. We winning right now.
After 17 weeks of getting our ass kicked, yeah, we took it, yeah. You kept telling me it was going to be all right. Josh is the most positive person that I can think of. Every week, man, we're going to be all right. We're going to figure it out. And I just keep looking at him like, dude, do you not see this team? Like, you not see this product.
Any given Sunday, we're going to win.
Yeah, that's the problem. That's what the other teams kept saying. And on those given Sundays, they kept giving it to us. That's the single problem.
BTA. It was BTA for you guys. But again, that'll do it from our perspective. Please like, please subscribe, leave a comment. Hit that link in the bio. We got merch, shirts, hoodies, blankets, all that good stuff. Easter's coming up next month. Go ahead and put a shirt in an Easter basket for your girl or for your kid or something. Hey, it'll look nice. Just saying. And again, one more time, thank you for everybody that joined the From Our Perspective Bracket Challenge. We have about 44 people in contention for a shirt, a tumbler, cup, and a calendar. And we got some people still with some perfect brackets so far. We will see how long it lasts. My bracket busted game one, day one, so but I wasn't gonna get anyways. I just wanted it to look good, but I'm not. It is what it is. I'm your boy Dion. From my perspective, Q, take us home.
And you already know the best is your boy, Mr. Bell, aka say your name on this pod. Might not put you tomorrow. Real quick, I'm so sick of the Lakers keep winning because I got to keep hearing that all the damn time. I'm so tired of the Lakers winning. I can't wait till they start losing. Hey, we get it, y'all.
LeBron James.
Don't you store it. Don't you store it.